Summit, the apex of symmetrical bowling balls. Low RG, high differential, hybrid cover stock. When are you gonna be able to throw this? Possibly all the time. Welcome back to the channel, guys. My name is Darren Tang. Before we get started, make sure you smash the subscribe button, hit the like. I got socials down below. Since I'm injured right now, my elbow, I have bowler's elbow. My replacement today is Anthony, and he's got the Summit for us, so follow him on Instagram as well. Let's throw some bowling ball.
Sick.
Now, like mentioned before, RG is pretty low, 246, I believe. Differential's pretty high, above in the 50s. So what does that mean? RG is how fast the ball spins up. The lower it is, the faster it spins. So the ball's gonna want to spin up pretty good. Read that front and middle part of the lane much more than your other traditional symmetric bowling balls. High differential means flare, more flare means more hook. At a high level, we think of hook as front to back, so it's gonna read the lane even earlier and come off the spot harder. So when that happens, you put those two things together, we have the peak symmetric bowling ball. Numbers like this usually come on an asymmetric ball. Those balls hook a lot, change directions really fast. Anthony's been bowling for about an hour now, and I haven't seen him miss. Yes, I'm including the Brooklyns. Unbelievable. I know a lot of other ball reviewers have been comparing this to the Phase 2. We're not gonna do that. We're gonna talk about hybrid cover stocks today because in my professional opinion, you either love them or you hate them. I've had bowling balls like Code Red, Physics, UFO Alert, throw them on everything, all kinds of distances, all kinds of different oils, literally all the time. Just can't keep this ball out of my hand. And then I have other balls like Zen Soul, Reality Check, where I throw them very, solemnly. It just becomes more niche. So to me, I haven't seen the Summit go down a lane a whole lot, but it looks like it's got a lot to offer. I like the numbers. The core itself is like the Marvel, a modified Marvel core. That was one of my favorite series of all time. So I'm pretty excited about this one. And the cover is a modified Phase 2 cover. This is TX23. Its predecessor was the TX16. These things combined will give you the motion you're seeing on the lanes.
Moving left off that shot.
Moving left. We like moving left. Oh! So I don't know if you only made the move left or you did the PBA Tour thing and you moved left and you tried to catch it a little more. To me, that's what it looked like.
I did the tour thing.
You did the tour thing, always the move left, catch it a little more because you want to make sure the ball makes the corner. This one had no problem catching at all. It actually saw it in the middle part of the lane a lot more once he caught it. So in terms of versatility, that tells me this ball can do a lot of different things so far. I don't know if you want to try moving right a little bit and get a little more direct.
Point it, see, moving right, try to keep my hand behind it.
So I got a little straighter, definitely floated to the fronts a little better. He was softer with his hand. We're bowling at Gold Coast right now. Shout out to them, by the way. Thank you for letting us come in and shoot our videos. With these stronger bowling balls and the strong cover stocks, might be a little tough in league to throw them because there's free hook literally everywhere, except for the middle of the lane. This ball's gonna chew up the lanes pretty good, get off it pretty good. Maybe a ball for your lower rev, higher ball speed players in league. If you're gonna be throwing this as a higher, more power dominated player, then you're probably gonna be pretty far left in league with it. I can't really say right now because I haven't thrown it.
Well, it's pretty strong.
That's what it looks like. It looks pretty strong.
Yeah, it's picking up pretty early.
It is the strongest symmetric ball Storm has made to date. Incredibly strong core. It's about as strong as possible. It's testing the limits in terms of numbers. And the cover is based on a pretty proven cover as well in the Phase 2. So it's like if you had a Marvel and you had a Phase 2 and they had a baby, and that baby followed the evolution of the game of bowling. That's what Summit is. Yeah?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it feels awfully similar to the Phase 2, just touch stronger. I get Marvel vibes.
And the real reason why we're not comparing it to the Phase 2 is because he forgot to bring one. So instead we have the RST X1, which is one of his favorite balls. And if you guys have been on the channel for a long, long time, you will know that he actually reviewed this ball with us on the channel. Go way back. Or if Jesse wants to put the link up somewhere, you can watch it right after this video. But I'm gonna have Anthony explain why the X1 is one of his favorite bowling balls to throw across all the patterns and then see how he thinks it compares to the Summit.
Yeah, it's just the X1 feels so, I feel like I can throw it on a lot of stuff. I've thrown it on medium patterns, I've thrown it on long patterns. Short's probably the only time it doesn't come out. I don't know, it just feels so in between in all my stuff, but still being pretty strong that if I want to trig it with my hand but I feel comfortable throwing this, then I tend to just gravitate towards it instead of going to something I don't feel comfortable throwing.
It's his comfort ball.
So yeah, this is my comfort ball. I love this thing.
It's always nice to have something to fall back on, but I personally don't like comfort balls because you gravitate towards that specific ball, maybe when it's not the right time to throw it. I don't know if you've fallen into that before.
All the time.
So that's why, a lot of people ask me, do you have a favorite bowling ball? I say no. My favorite one is the one that's striking at that time. Let's see this X1 in action, and then we'll try to draw some parallels. I know this ball's not in the line anymore, so it's not the greatest comparison, but we'll see how it compares anyways. It's basically the same ball, rip 9, rip 9. In terms of cover stock strength, I think they're actually pretty close. I think X1 has NRG hybrid, I believe, which is in the realm of the TX series, I think. If anything, the cover might be a little bit weaker on the Summit. I could be wrong. I didn't ask the ball wizard about covers and stuff before this, but the RG is actually lower on the symmetric Summit. So it's kind of hard to explain sometimes. The balls just do what they do with the combination of numbers. It doesn't always make sense. But the one thing that you should always pay attention to the most is what it's doing on the lane. And then you can make sense of the numbers afterwards. Let's see another shot with the X1, and then maybe we'll throw the Summit in the same spot.
I'm gonna inch 2 left.
Inch and 2 left. He's probably gonna catch it more again, even though he 9-pin, because that's just what we do. Hammered on that one. Surprised it didn't 9-pin again. But there's a reason why we make that additional move. Typically off of a stone 9, the viewers at home probably aren't moving at all. I hit the pocket, it's probably good enough, the next one might strike. We're always trying to look ahead. Even if we strike, we slap the 10 out, we trip the 4, we're looking to make moves so that we can dial it in a little bit, go flush. That's how we create longer strings, is we're moving off of strikes. So if you struggle to string them at home, maybe just keep that in the back of the mind. The typical move for a lot of guys on tour, we're moving left, we're catching it more. That might not be a tool you have at league at home, so it could be a ball change, it could be a little hand tweak, rotation, speed, things like that. Those are a little bit easier than catching it a little more. If you guys are interested in learning more about that, stay tuned. We may have something that you could be very interested in.
One more with the RST?
He just, look, he can't keep it out of his
there
hand.
it is, there it goes.
I said one more shot, throw the Summit, and he wants to throw this ball. Maybe the Summit will be the new X1 for you.
We'll move 5 just for fun.
He's moving 5 for fun. This ball's probably not gonna get on the lane very clean. All right, now throw the Summit from that spot. I wanna see what this is gonna do, because this is what potentially happened here. The X1 might have locked up too quick crossing that many boards because it's asymmetric. Another possibility is its RG is 253, 7 points higher than the Summit. So it could be either, we don't know. Maybe the combination of the Summit being symmetric and having that lower RG will get to pick up the right way in that spot from further left.
Let's see. Oh!
Damn it. Maybe that spot's just not the right spot to be at the moment, or maybe he's just not versatile enough and that's why he hasn't won his first title yet. But
that's probably more likely the case.
He's one of my closest friends, so we just throw jabs at each other like that, but it's more often me throwing jabs at him.
Darren hurts my feelings. Please help me.
Yeah, I hurt all my friends' feelings. We're not gonna go into this. Yeah, so it looked pretty similar. They're both strong hybrid bowling balls, so they share that similarity. So in that part of the lane, maybe that's just not what they're asking for. So you can try to throw, you wanna move back? You can either move back or try to make the adjustment that you think you need to make. Prove me wrong. But again, guys, at home, if you're watching, it takes more than just being able to do different things with a bowling ball. You gotta have that dog. Oh, to the friction a little quicker. And he snaps the 10 still. That was a good adjustment, by the way. For me, ball's getting a little forward, barely cut the 10. That's telling me it hooked just enough in the correct window front to back to strike, but I'm looking for more. Anthony, how are we gonna find more?
Well,
how is Summit gonna give us more? I need peak ball reaction here.
If you need peak ball reaction, we could move closer to the friction and try to help it out a little bit.
You want to move closer to the friction, but we don't usually do that. Let's say the fronts are blowing up.
Sure.
You can't move back to the right. Your ball's gonna hook your toes. It's gonna get offline too fast, and it's not gonna hit the pocket. If you have to keep going left, what are you gonna do, and how are you gonna do it?
Probably just gonna soften up a little bit and
slower.
Maybe give it a little bit more around it with my hand to try to make that corner.
Yeah, help it get around the corner with rotation. He's gonna get speed so that it makes sure it picks up in the right spot. The only tricky part is we're not bowling on a sport pattern. It's the house shot. So the further left he's gonna move at this point, he's probably gonna find more hook in the front of the lane. So we'll see if that happens.
Hope not, yeah.
Hopefully it doesn't. He is lofting it just a touch, so hopefully it's getting over that spot.
All right, a little softer, one more around it.
That's a pretty good move. I know it had basically the same result, cutting the 10 out, but he did make a move and he made pretty much a triple adjustment. He dropped the speed, he moved his feet, he got his hand around it more, still cut the 10. In my opinion, he's keeping up with the transition, so that's good. This far left with a ball this strong is fairly impressive. I know we're bowling on a house shot, so that kind of takes away the impressiveness of what's happening, but there are a lot of strong balls at this point where you're sliding pretty much in the left gutter, and they're gassing out, and you're leaving half towns. If this wasn't a hybrid bowling ball, maybe it does that. Maybe it's the combination of all the things, all the components of the bowling ball. Who knows? But the fact that it's doing what it's doing right now, I think that's a big plus. I think that needs help. He's got the roll too. Oh my God, he almost struck.
So close.
So close. I don't think he executed that to the best of his abilities. It looked like he kind of missed it at the bottom. But you know, when you start to trick it a bunch, when you're moving, maybe you think it's time to switch balls. You always want to try to get into a place where you can play your A game as much as possible. All right, we're gonna have Anthony just move around the lane, throw a bunch of shots to kind of end this thing. If you guys enjoyed watching Anthony throw these shots, he will make another appearance. I'm taking some more time off. Bowl Expo's coming up. That means a lot more releases, so that means more ball videos and more Shandon Cannon. Make sure you follow him on his socials, and make sure you head over to our League Night website. Rep the merch, because we love seeing it online, we love reposting that stuff, and I Hate League makes bowling go round. Thank you for watching our video. Summit, the peak of modern day symmetric benchmark ball performance, coming to you soon.